The increase in non-performing loans has made credit risk management an urgent issue for financial institutions around the world, and has put collection and recovery departments to the test, forcing them to become more inventive. The classic motto, "If you don't call, you don't collect," is still as true as ever. But just ensuring the call is made is not enough in an increasingly competitive arena, where customers often have debts with several financial institutions and who simply cannot satisfy them all. The banks that have risen to the challenge have either restructured their internal collection app, recovery organizations, or rethought their collection strategies, usually both. Although no two financial institutions are alike, the following principles have arisen as global best practice. Create a single collection management authority, and one centralized collection organization, to ensure consistent collection policy and activity, and real accountability. The most successful banks have organized their collection management under a single authority, from the start of the collection process through to recovery or abandonment. Focusing on one central collection center, with or without decentralized regional/local centers, makes industrialization easier, and industrialization is a key factor in effectiveness and cost control. Management, control of activity, and the ability to introduce quick changes are also improved. Divide action into phases, progressing according to clear rules. The right communications and actions for customers in the early delinquency stage are quite different from those required when litigation is involved. Collection activity calls for progressive pressure to be exerted on the delinquent customer. To ensure the right pressure is applied consistently, at every collection stage, collection activity has to be segmented into phases, usually defined as soft, pre-litigation, litigation, and recovery, written-off accounts. Each phase will be characterized by a consistent collection approach for the customers involved, and by the operation of a specialized unit within the bank's organization. During the early phases, the bank is trying to work out a solution in cooperation with the customer, giving high priority to the protection of the customer relationship. The aim is to minimize the number of cases moving through to the later stages, where the focus shifts from protecting the customer relationship to protecting assets and minimizing losses. Conditions for moving from phase to phase must be predefined and clearly stated, though some ad hoc management is always required. The rules for advancing must not be dependent solely on the number of days of delinquency, but must also factor in product and customer risk information. Employ and train dedicated collection staff. Most banks have realized the importance of training specialized and dedicated personnel for collection and recovery operations, rather than having non-specialist bank staff handling collections as a side task, as often happened in the past. Experience during the recession has taught banks that the internal organization of the collection department directly affects its performance, and several areas of best practice have been developed. For example, it is now clear that a supervisor-to-collector ratio of 1:15 works well, and that there should be one dedicated trainer for each group of 75 to 100 collectors.